are a number of things in the organization. In the organization, everything which is being done to carry out the work, to carry out the good governance, to carry out the ethical governance. So there is a mechanism for that. That is a way of life of the organization. That has to be done. That is something becomes culture. Ethics of good governance. Number 1, consensus oriented. Consensus oriented. Rules oriented. Number 2. Number 2, rules oriented. Number 3, efficient and effective. Number 4, participatory and responsive. Participative and responsive. Next number, equitable and inclusive. Equitable and inclusive. Next number, rule of law. Next number, transparent and accountable. Transparent and accountable. Next number, having the value of democracy, democratic. So now you please tell me, under the mechanism of social audit, under the mechanism of social audit, what happens? The citizens participates. We try to understand the implementation of any schemes of the government from the citizens' side. What is their judgment on the implementation of the scheme, program, policy? Under the social audit, citizens participate and check all the details that what is the status of implementation of a particular scheme, program or policy. They check its finances. They check its beneficiaries. Are the beneficiaries fake or genuine? So this is the perspective from the side of the citizens to know about that whether the particular scheme, policy, program has been implemented effectively or not, efficiently or not. So to know the perspective of the citizens, we have the mechanism of social audit. So under the social audit mechanism, you see that the citizens are participating. So can we say this as democratic? What is the meaning of democracy? Citizens are participating in power or in the governance? Yes or no?
Yes.
So when citizens are participating, we can say that this is the feature or the characteristics of good governance. So we can say that the social audit is the example of good governance because it is nothing but promoting the value of democracy, and democracy is the feature of good governance, and democracy means the citizens are participating in governance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
RTI Act, Right to Information Act, it is making the whole institution, whole body of the structures of the governance are transparent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Can we say that the RTI Act making the institution good governance because it is now transparent? We can access information, all information which shall be in public space, except some confidential information which cannot be released that may harm our security, sovereignty or integrity of the country. This is something reasonable. But many of the informations related to implementation of any project, how much fund is allocated, how much fund is being utilized, all these informations can be accessed. Citizens can have access to it and decide that whether the institution is working efficiently or not, is there any corruption or not. What decisions are being taken, that is something transparency. Why a particular decision has been taken, that is something answerability. That why you have taken a particular decision, this is something answerability. You should give reason that why you have taken a particular decision. It means that you are making officers accountable. When the system is transparent, the information is in your hand. Don't you think that you can ask officers that why you have taken such a decision? Yes or no?
Yes.
So it means that officer must be answerable to those questions. If officers are not answerable to those questions, can you ensure accountability? They must answer. Then only we can say that the system is working effectively and efficiently, because through accountability and transparency we can check whether there is any corruption or not, whether the governance, or is it a misgovernance, malfeasance, misfeasance, non-feasance. These are the types of governance which are not appreciated. These are nothing but the examples of corruption. That if I am allocating a petrol pump to my family member, isn't the example of corruption? Or I should allocate the petrol pump on the merits. How should I allocate a petrol pump to a particular person? On the merits, or just that the person belongs to my family, my member, my friend? So this is also one of the form of corruption. Any action must be based on merit, impartiality, neutrality. So this is the difference between governance, good governance and ethical governance. They reinforce each other. If you are doing unethical governance, it will also lead to what? Lack of good governance. The system will not work effectively, efficiently. So both are very important part of governance, to make governance ethical as well as good governance. Both work in harmony. Both complement each other. And these are the characteristics of the good governance. If any institutions you find such characteristics, that means that the institution is having the good governance. Yes?
Yes.
Easy to understand?
Yes.
Any query? Any question? Any example you would like to have? More examples or no? Would you like to have more examples, or can we go ahead? Some more examples. Okay. So, do you have knowledge about this, that every candidate who wants to fight election, they have to submit their affidavits?
Yes.
Affidavits of their details, personal details, how much wealth they are carrying, how many criminal cases they are having. So what is it happening? Is it something through transparency you got to know about the details of individuals? Because it is in public domain, anybody can have access of those candidates, that what is their background, are they criminals or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
So can you make your choices ethical? If you have such information that the person is criminal, I should not vote that person. Can you make your choices?
Yes.
At the same time, when you are behaving, basically your choices will become ethical choices, because you have this information, the particular person is having a criminal background, I should not vote that particular person. That means that you are making some good choices. You are making yourself ethical. If you are bringing a good person to the institution or the government, what will happen? They will work with efficiency, with effectiveness. They will allow citizens to participate in governance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So you will make laws which will allow the interference of the citizens in the one or the other way.
Yes.
Citizen charter is one way,
Yes, sir.
where you can complain about the officers that I'm not getting a qualitative services. The services mentioned there, I'm not getting this service. If a birth certificate has to be issued in particular number of days and it is taking more number of days, you have now power to complain against that officer. So this is something democratic. This is something good governance. So in governance, the number of initiatives we will be studying, they will either converting governance into good governance or ethical governance. Or if they are doing ethical, only ethical, it will also reinforce good governance. If they are doing good governance, it will reinforce ethical governance. CBI is protecting the values in civil servants, that they should not violate the values of the civil services. That is one of the important values of the civil services is honesty. They must disclose their personal interest, or rather I should ask when you will disclose your personal interest. In which case you will disclose your personal interest? When I ask or on your own? Whose person is the best person if one discloses personal interest beforehand, or take efforts to address the personal interest while working in public affairs? Here we're talking about the governance. It means that you are in the field of public, you are managing the affairs of the public, and if there is any conflict of interest, if any personal interest you are having in that governance, if you disclose it, so shall I choose that person or the one person who on being questioned disclosing the personal interest? Who is the better person? That is called honesty. When you take efforts on your own. That is not honesty if I ask you and then you disclose. That is not honesty. That is not honesty. Honesty is when you on your own disclose your personal interest while working in the management of public affairs. That is governance. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
More examples? Okay, good. Please write one example. Let's understand that how the good governance is related. We should also write it. Please write. To strengthen e-governance. What is e-governance now? Now you understand that we are managing public affairs through digital means. That is e-governance. Now you have e-governance, governance, good governance, ethical governance. Okay? To strengthen e-governance in Panchayati Raj institutions, across the country, Ministry of Panchayati Raj institutions, Ministry of Panchayati Raj has launched e-Gram Swaraj portal. e-Gram Swaraj portal, right? Which is a user-friendly web-based portal. Web-based portal. e-Gram Swaraj aims to bring in transparency in the decentralized planning, you know what happens in local panchayats? So the planning of that what kind of development we shall have at the local level is decided by who? The people over there. They decide on their own. This is what they got through 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act. So this decentralized planning is actually increased the transparency in planning. So this is being done through e-Gram Swaraj portal. progress reporting, that which project is being implemented by the local self-governance, their reporting is also updated on the portal e-Gram Swaraj. So progress reporting, and work-based accounting. So all in all, what this portal is doing, it is empowering citizens. That is also good governance. It is ensuring transparency. Through transparency, accountability will increase. So it is also good governance. So you can write all these things, that number one, it is empowering citizens. Empowering citizens, ensuring transparency and accountability, at the local self-governance, promoting decentralized governance, So we can say that e-Gram Swaraj is part of good governance. It is promoting good governance, and good governance also reinforce ethical governance. It make officers honest, man of integrity, man of character. Sir was talking about the character. Habitual. So did you correlate? Sir was talking about character. I thought कि मेरा तो आज final day है. आज सर ethics complete करके छोड़ देंगे. हाँ? Right? So this was the good governance. Please also write good governance is also citizen-centric governance. What is citizen-centric governance? It is focused on citizens. The governance that focuses on citizens, where the citizens are getting benefits. Just like, let me give an example. If you are traveling through trains, if you found any low quality services in train, so you can make a post on Twitter, Instagram, and tag Railway Ministry, and instantly you will get any resolution or solution to that problem. So can we say that this social media platform is also becoming a public administration, where we are raising some public issues and they are being resolved? When I post that I am not getting a blanket in train over an overnight journey, so when I make it, the officers who is responsible for responding on that query, they make arrangements for me, and they ensures that I get the blanket for overnight journey. So this is nothing but that we are improving the services quality through social media. So this is something that we are addressing the needs of the citizens. So can we say that good governance is also citizen-centric, where we are addressing needs of the citizens? So that is called, the good governance is also promoting citizen-centric governance. Right? Please keep writing. Next heading is conflict of interest. Next topic of discussion is conflict of interest. In governance, when I say governance, it means public management of the public affairs. So there are multiple interests, the public interest and the private interest. The meaning of public is government here. What the government does for collective or individual? For all? for all, irrespective of the status of the person. Something we read in the theory of John Rawls, that we ignore the status of that person and then make laws, and actions based on those laws will be ethical. Good, right, correct. So conflict of interest means that you are compromising your role, that is of public interest, and favoring the private interest. So in your role, while performing the governance, you are having other interest as well. That is called conflict of interest. Whenever you are in the public administrations, you must have only one interest, that is public only, the citizens of the country. Because as a role, when you are performing in public administrations, you are just nothing but a state. You are representing the state. So you must work for all, not for few, as the roles and responsibilities assigned to you. Right? Please write the definition of conflict of interest. It occurs when an individual's personal interest could compromise his or her judgment, decisions, actions in the workplace. Right? So this is conflict of interest. Number of examples can be taken. The outcome of the conflict of interest is always corruption. It affects your good governance, it affects your ethical governance, both. Right? Every case, 2G scam, Koila scam, every scam is the example of conflict of interest. Because your interest changed, that is why your judgments changed, your behavior changed, your actions changed. Right? That is conflict of interest. Please write next topic of discussion. Work culture. Work culture. Work culture refers to the culture that the employees of an organization members of a service carry in regard to their work assignments. As we know that, what is the meaning of culture? Culture is something, a way of life. So when I talk about public administration, within that administration, within that organizations, the way of work, that is also a way of life in the organization. That how you should behave while you are in the public administration, what to do and what not to do, what is your responsibilities, how do you understand your responsibilities, how do you understand your work, what are the various ways of doing work, formally or informally. Sometimes you see that there are files are transferred to make the work done. Sometimes you see that informal meetings are way to do the work. Yes or no?
Yes.
You meet on coffees, you meet on weddings or certain social functions where you talk to each other and get the work done. So there are the formal or informal ways of doing the work.